Snail, and today we're south of Steamboat Springs, Colorado, at the Chuck Lewis State Wildlife Area, and I'm going to go ahead and take some footage here. It's about 9:30 in the morning, so we have kind of two cool things. We've got winter snow conditions. They probably got probably about a foot of snow here, just about like we did in Boulder. But we have autumn temperatures today, so the temperatures today are supposed to be in the 50s, which is kind of neat because we'll have kind of neat winter type viewing conditions. We'll have middle of autumn temperatures for this part of the country. So hope you enjoy. It's so beautiful out. You can see, if you follow the up Warner Mountain,
Yep.
you see where it's sparkling up there?
Yep. Sure do.
Now, if you see the contour of the ski resort, you can kind of see that the lower slope is probably the more advanced, and the upper slope is probably more of the beginner, except what's coming straight at us.
Right.
I'm gonna... But these reeds, as far as close in, these reeds are really pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very beautiful here.
Oh, yeah. Gorgeous.
I don't know if you could see the sparkles in the air like I can right now. I'm trying to just see if I can get that effect. I've never seen that.
No, I haven't either.
So hi, this is Bruce the Last Nail, and we're over here at Oak Creek, Colorado, zip code 80467. I'm reading this because I'm in front of the post office. So the post office is across the street, and not only I'm here, but so here is the Bonfiglio Drug, Natural Remedies, Cards, Gifts, Housewares, and Spirits. Of course, Keeley's right in front of there. And there's going to be sounds of cars and trucks. They got snow plows out and everything. But this should be nice. I was able to take my jacket off because it's just beautiful here today. Of course, they're all set for Halloween. They got the two ghosts in the mirror, the bats, and if we look up here, they've got the skulls. So this is the main, kind of the main drag of Oak Creek, Colorado. So we're just going to walk up and go across the street and walk back, and they're scraping snow. Okay, and here's Franciosi Pizza and Meatballs. That's kind of a cool sign. You see some really cool stuff in these small towns. And this is probably the local dispensary. Of course, they have the Green Cross up there. Restricted access, no one under 21. They got a swan, of course, masks are required. And here's the Silver Buckle Saloon. And it looks like it's open. Here in Oak Creek, Colorado. Here's an antique collectible store. Their winter hours about 11 o'clock to 5. And it says up here, Railtown Gallery. And they want us to feel welcome. Here's something that you don't see every day. A window display featuring Elvis in a bridal dress. And here's some glassware. Hi. So now a very nice lady comes out who didn't want to interrupt, but she's got free. So we've got decorative glass. And here I am, you can see me in the window. So here's a 1937. I'll take a better look at this. 1937, there's Keeley looking at it. 1937 historic fire engine in an old looking firehouse. So the windows aren't up on this right now. I'm going to get a lot of reflection. But this is a classic fire engine alert. It's a Chevrolet Oak Creek Fire Department. I don't know how well you can see that. So here's the signage for Oak Creek. And like a lot of the small towns here in Colorado, they probably got its start by being a mining town. And this would appear to me to be probably an engine chassis or some kind of engine apparatus from one of the mines. But we'll see what the sign says. That's my guess. Oh, there's Keeley. Boy, that looks like a huge earth scraper. Right, here's a couple of mining cars restored by Sirocco AG Ed. Here's the Oak Creek, Colorado, the Miners' Wall. I don't know how well you can see the pictures. Here's one of the old pictures of one of the mines. There's the Moffett Coal Company, the day shift. There's the names of the miners way back then. Boy, they talk about a tough life. And here's the other side. What's this, a trolley motor? So this is a drag line bucket from the Edna mine. Little park bench in front of it. And here's the drag bucket. I'm looking for what I think is east to west. And there's someone's log cabin home at the top of the hill. And there's the Tracks and Trails Museum. They look like they're closed right now. Yes, sorry, we are closed. 3 windows on the main floor, and there's a window on the basement floor. And this looks like an old canister for a fire extinguisher. There's the fire and rescue house. It's got to be the current one. There it is, Oak Creek Fire Protection District. There's Oak Creek Fire Department. Interesting piece of street art on what looks to me like a propane tank. And here's another piece of street art on the front of the building here. That's kind of a cool looking building. Oak Creek Wash House, Laundromat. But it looks like this building's up for sale. And here is the Soul Man. Looks like a shoe repair place. Now, I love this warning sign, strange dog. Very cool looking street. Oh, well, guess who this is? There's Keely crossing the street. She was just at the station. So what do you think about this town?
I think it's cool. It's a little very charming little town. It's very cute.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's an out-of-the-way town, because if I do, someone will just come along and say, well, you're in the way. So
they say
there.
The hotel is down this way, so I was going to go check that out. We'll see.
Yes. And there's a mountain boot. Okay, now this is the Historical Society of Oak Creek and Phippsburg, the station. And it looks to me like it's an old gas station that's been repurposed. I would bet almost bet my life on that, because there's probably the service garage. Again, there's the fire department and the museum. Now that's the Soul Man building. And there's Keely walking down the street. There's the Capitol Hill Bar and Grill building. Here's one of the alleyways. And here's the alley looking the other way. This would be looking west. So here's the gas station again. Gas station and garage, but it's just from the other angle. So the thing that you run into in these old towns is some of this old machinery and apparatus. I would imagine it probably has quite a bit to do with the mining history, or even the rail history, because there is a rail line from the back coming through here. And Keely's intently looking at this stuff. Huh?
Mining.
Yep. It's an old Colorado mining town. People here, at least a couple of people that we've talked to in some of the business establishments, seem to be very friendly. And here's looking across the street at the historic fire engine building, and the building to the left is for sale. This looks like an old building, probably a home, because there's a chimney back there. In fact, there's even a chimney on this building here. So it could be like a home in the back and some kind of a storefront in the front. Probably very common in this era. And of course, you've got kind of the same thing happening now with a lot of commercial and storefronts going into the newer towns, or the newer building that's going on, and with the condominiums going up on top. So they're getting into more mixed use housing today. Okay, here's the building I was just standing in front of. Chimney. So I imagine with the chimney there's a fireplace, but this has a real interesting street art, which is, and I love street art. I've done some vlogs with the Boulder Streetwise, and this is really cool because I love this dragon, fire-breathing dragon. And here's the same building from the west side looking east. And you see we got kind of the old and the new because we've got a microwave tower. And there's Vivian Floral Creation and Gifts. She was a nice lady that came out and put the free sign up. There's the Silver Buckle Saloon that Keeley is in front of. So here's a sign, welcome to the Colorado Bar and Grill. Check out our daily specials and amazing smoked meats. Of course, when we go down here, it's the Colorado Bar and Cafe. I don't know if you could see that or not. Here's a little bit better angle, the Colorado Bar and Cafe. And there's the front door, or front doors. And here's a local mural, probably by the high school team. The high school team are called the Rams. And this is kind of cool. These are like, not like old motorcycles, but they're pictures of the classic motorcycles. You got Indian, there's British, a Triumph, and of course they got the beautiful Colorado Rockies in the background. That one's funny, it's got an elk. As we go down here, here's a custom bike. I didn't see any with Harley on it, but use your imagination. That's a nice mural. And there's, that's what the entire mural looks like. It's beautiful. And here's the railroad tracks going through town. Yellow building. Now, this building looks most interesting. It looks like it's empty. Maybe a dispensary in there. And here's the tracks going the other way. So let's go up here and see what we've got. So here I am at Nancy Crawford Boulevard in Sharp. And I knew a Nancy Crawford in high school. I kind of doubt it's the same one, but you never know. So this is the building that I was just seeing from the other side of the railroad tracks. This looks pretty interesting. It looks nice and old. This is really a cool building. Looks like commercial property for sale through Sotheby's. So this is the DNR Drilling Company. It's interesting. It looks like a tattoo parlor. Wow, look at all this old wood. So here I am on the west side of the building. Oh, so as we look up the stairs, oh, look who's standing at the other end in red. The woman in red. And here's the tattoo parlor. Now, I don't know if this has something to do with Halloween or this is just the normal decorum It looks like it might just be the oral decorum for this tattoo sign. And here's the town. I hear a dog barking at me, or just barking. So now here's, I assume I'm looking south. This is really cool. It's almost like being in the Old West. That looks like an old snowshoe. There's an old bench. How'd you like to have that in your backyard? And this, it would appear that this building's for sale. There's the building across the street. Now this would appear with the tables outside. It might be a bar or some kind of a restaurant. So it's a pub. It's called the Gastro Pub. Thursday through Saturday, 4 p.m. to close.